Hi guys, and welcome back to another how to build video. This one is for a recent design of mine I've done purely for the layout, and in the past I've struggled with my bus wires, soldering them on underneath layouts and whatnot, or trying to use like clip-on connectors, and I decided, because this is such a large layout and there's going to be so many connections to the bus wire, to make things simple for myself. So I've designed a little PCB up that has connectors on both sides. It allows the bus wire to come in one way and continue out the other end as well. So it makes things dead easy. Each terminal has a little screw on top, so you screw your bus wires either side. They are marked plus and minus, so all your positive will be down one rail and the negative will be down the other rail. The kit will come with the PCB and the components required, and you just solder them on yourselves. Now that's what I'm going to show you shortly. Excuse the noise in the background, we've got orders to complete, so I'm doing this in between orders and trying to keep away from the layouts as much as possible and get some products done for a change. But yeah, so I'll bring this in closer now guys. I'll grab my soldering iron, everything I need, and we'll continue with how it works. Right guys, so what we've got in front of us is a completed kit, as you can see here. But this is how the kit will come through the post. So you'll have your 8 side connectors and 2 bus wire connectors. So obviously we're going to need a soldering iron, some solder, a bit of flux, and some IPA to clean up afterwards. So we'll make a start with the connectors, and I'm sure a lot of you just don't need explaining how to solder these up, but we'll just run through it purely for those who don't have much soldering experience. Okay, so I've got my solder, my flux ready, and my soldering iron is up to temp. So I'm going to start with a blue connector. You can start with any, it doesn't really matter, but you'll notice one side has screw holes, so the screws on the top. As you unscrew them, it lifts up a little, if it'll focus, it lifts up a little latch inside. You feed your wire into it and then you screw down, which clamps the wire and makes a good connection inside. So we want them facing out of the board, and that goes for all of them. So I'm just going to dip these terminals with some flux so we get a good connection. Now this could be flux paste or whatever type of flux you've got. So I'm going to pop that through, I'm going to hold it into position and flip her over. I'll take my soldering iron, and we're just going to solder the connection like so. So even though I've just soldered one, it's made a good connection, and it's going nowhere now. So we'll solder the other leg sticking through the bottom, and that's give us a good solid connection now, and that is going nowhere. So we'll take one of the green ones. Again, we want the section with the holes where the wires feed into facing out of the board. That goes in the side. And with this one, because I like to get them all neat and lined up straight, I'm just going to start with the centre leg with a bit of solder. So flip that over, take some solder, I'll pop that on the centre leg and flip it over. If it needs twisting slightly just to get it all nice and aligned, I'll do that, and then I'll flip it back over, grab some more solder and continue on the legs like so, and they're all solid. So we'll repeat the process for the greens, both sides, and the blue at the end. For those of you who are new to soldering, and possibly this may be your first time with the solder or having a go, it's a great way to practice because you're holding everything steady. The soldering iron is far away from your fingers, so you shouldn't really burn yourself or risk burning yourself at all. You can hold the board with one finger, hold the components up with the other, bit of solder on the end, and just bring it in so you're touching a leg and the silver circle at the bottom, and you're just waiting for that solder to flow, fill the hole and attach the leg. Give it a few seconds to go dull, and that's the solder cold, and it's going nowhere from then, so you can just move on to the next leg coming through, like so, and like so. Okay, so we're at the other end now, so I'm going to take the other blue component we get in the pack. Again, holes facing out. Hold that upside down. Grab ourselves some more solder. Okay, so everything's soldered on there now. I'll switch my soldering iron off, put that to the side, get rid of my flux. And for those of you who use flux, especially this one, it's a good flux. It's a Roslin flux complex. Bottle here I've got. There we go, it's in focus now. It leaves a sticky residue, so I just simply take an IPA spray, and that's a bristle brush. Just use like a nail brush if you haven't got one, or a toothbrush, and just give it a good clean. and that'll take away that flux residue. There we go, so that's one complete bus terminal block, and this could be used for your bus wire for DCC, it could be used for your LED lighting if that's where you want to go, signals. By all means, if you want a continuous wire of buses and you need a lot of connections going to that main wire, this is a nice little terminal block to make things simple, especially for when you're upside down or screwed in underneath a layout. So it has screw holes, 4 screw holes, to secure it underneath your layout like so, and you just simply lower into the terminal with a screwdriver, feed your wire in, and it'll secure it. Actually, I will grab some wire and show you an example. Okay, so we've got our wire. As indicated on the board, it's got a plus and a minus, so simply release the latch. You'll see it comes up a bit on the side we've just done. Feed your wire in, screw it closed, and that wire's going nowhere, and it's a solid connection. Again, if this was the plus for your bus wire coming in, positive in one end, and then you do the same colour coming out the other end as such, but they're going nowhere, and that's a great connection. I'll quickly show you what I've done on the layout underneath and where I've used these. Okay guys, so I'm underneath my layout now, holding the camera, so it's a bit shaky, I do apologise, but you can see I've got my bus wire running into one of the boxes here. Sorry, I keep losing focus. There we go. And then I've got my plus and minus coming from underneath the track as my dropper wires going into this terminal block. Now this is the end of the line for me, so it doesn't require a wire coming out, but if you do require the bus wire to continue, simply put another section in this side and continue down the length of your railway. So I hope that makes sense to you, and believe you me, it's made my life a lot easier when underneath the layout, especially trying to crimp wires together or trying to solder to a bus wire. I've tried all methods in the past, and this has made my life a lot easier, and it's a bit of the job I don't particularly enjoy, especially working upside down the layout, so anything to make this a bit quicker for us all, that was the plan. So hope you all like the product, hope you can see where I'm coming from. It's advertised at $4.49 on the website. That's as low as I can get it for now. If I can source the components and the PCB cheaper elsewhere, by all means the price will come down. These are just a sample of 50 I've got, so they're going to sell out quick, and I will put a unit counter on the website, so when you do go, you do, until I get some more back in stock. But we'll see how well they sell, see how well you like to use them, and we'll take it from there. So that's it for this episode, guys. There'll be an update on the video on the layout shortly, but thanks for coming and looking at this product. By all means, check the website out and see what else we've got. See you all soon. Bye bye.